This is
on my
fanboy. This is fanboy. Actual laser pointer engaged.
Okay, so the call sign is femboy actual then.
Homosexual 17. This is femboy actual. Call sign is either femboy actual or femboy 18.
Perfect.
Sub 27. This is femboy 18. This is your slide. Over. Oh man, he's just gone.
He just
hang on. I'm just having
doesn't
a
respond to
minor
that
sort of
name.
technical issue. Minor technical issue right now.
Femboy actual, why don't you start this out for us with some introductions?
All right, you are listening to the Micro Machines podcast, and today we are going to be talking about not a tank, but a missile, the MGM-51 Shillelagh. But first, I think we should probably get some introductions out of the way. So, I am Dennis. I am recording from beautiful, warm Ontario, Canada.
I'm Ezra, recording from very meh New Mexico. About to play some War Thunder.
I'm Jack. I am also in Ontario, just like Dennis. We are in the same place. Next.
Same room, actually.
Same room. He's in my walls. Next.
Furry23.
Please come in. Furry23.
Hey, what's up? My name's Gregg. I'm recording from my garage in SoCal, eating pizza and chipping away at tanks.
And last and pretty much least, you got me, Callum, coming in from a very clement weather day in New Zealand and about to send a fucking Tomahawk missile Ezra's way.
Hey. Actually, I believe you just got back from watching the new Top Gun, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And what did you think of that masterpiece?
It was pretty good. I'll give him that. It was,
Crash.
Whoa.
I mean, the story was a bit weird, but they had some good flight scenes.
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
the biggest flaw with the story was that they suggested that the Su-57 was a credible threat. When, 3 of them fly.
I just like
I
how
know. They show Tom Cruise knocking out 2 of them in an F-14.
What?
Oh, spoilers.
Spoiler alert, jeez, man.
Yeah, come
Nah,
on.
Oh, sorry.
Ezra.
I thought you had seen it, Dennis.
Me? No.
Homosexual
Femboy
17.
actual.
I've seen in the only F-14 I've seen in the past weeks when I went to Canada's Wonderland, and on the line, the flight deck, they had this model of a Canadian F-14.
Oh, yeah, that thing's so cool.
And honestly, they did a pretty good job. They gave it period correct markings and everything.
Is there a
Shout out.
story behind that?
Flight deck is a roller coaster at Canada's Wonderland, which is based off of Top Gun to the extent where they're not violating copyright rules. So
Nice.
yeah, but they had an F-14 there, and I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Callum, what are we looking at?
So, as Dennis said, we'll be talking about the MGM-51 Shillelagh, or also known as, is it a gun? Is it an anti-tank missile? No, it was just fucking useless, to be honest. And we're going to find out why.
Ooh.
Send it.
So, to give a very, very quick condensed version for anyone who wants to know. So, basically, what is the MGM-51 Shillelagh? Well, it was
That's what I'm
basically...
asking.
Yes, you've been asking for a while.
Is it a missile?
So basically, it was the US trying to combine a 152mm conventional gun with a 150mm anti-tank guided missile, but all you got to that solution was more problems. And here's just a quick breakdown of roughly the history. So you'd be the US after World War II. Tanks are getting chonkier. US favors heat. Heat fires at low velocity. Can't aim over longer distances, which is a problem. US develops MGM-51 Shillelagh for longer distances. Even more problems. So they separate missile and gun, which creates the tow, which is a solution. Now, the British, I'll give you a quick condensed version of what the British did. After World War II, tanks get chunkier. The Brits invent the 105mm Royal Ordnance L7. They use HESH. No problems. As condensed version. But later on, we'll get into more into the reasons as to why the Shillelagh was just a bad idea.
That's where I come in. I will apologize in advance. Callum told me to work on the slides before I saw he had even written this. So next slide. Yes.
We get the Dennis version.
Yeah.
Oh,
you get
no.
you get the
Well,
cool
I-
version. And
I
get
gave the
this version.
condensed. I do the condensed version. Dennis does the technical.
Okay.
With his
So-
calculus and stuff.
Flipping.
Yeah.
I actually have diagrams now.
Fuck.
Yeah. All right, get ready for Missile Technology 101. Okay, so Callum has kind of described, I think, a really good history of what the MGM-51 is, but I guess I think it might be worth talking a little bit about why they wanted it in the first place, right? So after the Second World War, as you mentioned, the United States was pushing towards this idea of using heat rounds, right? Because the idea with that is that you can have a really small cannon, right? Because it doesn't need to fire the projectile at a high muzzle velocity. It just needs to have a high caliber, right? So you can have a really lightweight system put on a tank, which is good because it's less weight and all that, which is obviously a good thing. And you can still have the equal amount of lethality because a heat round is not reliant on the kinetic energy it imparts on tank armor to penetrate it. It is reliant on basically the kinetic energy from the chemical reaction that takes place in the shaped charge, right? As we can see here. So basically with a heat round, it does not matter how fast or slow it impacts the armor, as long as it actually impacts it, then the shaped charge does the work to penetrate, right? So the great thing about this is that you can engage something at any range, right? You don't need a powerful anti-tank gun like we saw in the Second World War. Now, at the same time, you've got anti-tank guided missiles, and one of the first ones was the Russian 9K-11 Malyutka, or also known as I think it's the 9K-14 Sager for the infantry version. And they're these really, really small missiles. You could put them literally in a backpack, right? And the idea here is that you would launch them, and once they're launched, the operator looks at the exhaust of it and then basically controls it over a radio system with a joystick. So not very easy to control, but at the same time, they were really, really accurate against targets and ranges of 1,000 meters or more, right? The thing here is that, so with a heat round fired from a gun, right? You guys with me so far?
Yep.
Yeah.
So with a heat round from a gun, it's got a low muzzle velocity, right? Because you don't need to have a fast-moving heat round. So the problem here is that because it's got a low muzzle velocity, the chances of hitting, say, a moving target, like this one is an M60 tank at probably about 900 meters. If you were to fire just a heat round against it, like a normal one, you're not going to hit it because the heat rounds travel so slowly. The tank is just going to move out of the way by the time it gets to its range, right? But the thing with an anti-tank guided missile is, even though it's slow, that means you can constantly readjust the course of the missile, right? So it's constantly moving towards the tank no matter where it moves. Also, because it's constantly propelling itself, you don't need to lay the cannon to actually hit the target. So basically what you've got here is the US Army says, well, we want the effect of a heat round, but we want it to be accurate. Hence, they put it on a missile, so you can, without needing to worry about, laying the gun or anything like that. You can, or calculating a fire solution. You essentially can just use a missile and point your guidance sensors at the target, and you don't have to worry about anything else, right? So in theory, you have the same level of accuracy and greater lethality than with a conventional kinetic AT gun. That was very long-winded, but yeah.
It was very well said. I mean, that's basically it. So, it sounds all good in theory, but the way that the Americans tried to pull it off didn't really work. They just, it was a bit, to summarize, it was basically a bit too complicated for what they wanted. I know they gave it to a couple companies to try and figure it out. I think Ford was one of them as well, to try and sort the problems out, but they just couldn't. So we're just going to, I've made a list of the small, minor issues that the Shillelagh system brought up. First one, the missile could not spin. They were designing it to not spin at all. But the 152mm cannon that the Sheridan mounted was rifled. So if you fired the missile, it would have spun, which they didn't want. But for some reason, the designers of the Shillelagh just didn't want it to spin. So the way they got around this was using a key system. So the missile had a small key groove, a small key that fit in a groove in the barrel. And that was to supposedly stop it from spinning in the barrel. However, this key system, if they fired about 2 to 3 missiles, the key system would end up cracking the barrel, rendering the whole thing useless.
That's
Like-
lovely.
Like, yeah, you could get 2 or 3 missiles away, and then your barrel had to be replaced because the whole thing cracked.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
kind of, what do you expect? Because you're taking all the force of like a projectile launch, and instead of distributing it across the entire cross-sectional area of the barrel, you're doing it over like a key that's a couple inches in like width.
Yeah,
That
it's
that whole thing. That whole thing just seems like really overcomplicated for absolutely no reason. Like, why does it have to not spin? Why does the barrel have to be rifled?
yeah. So that was one of them. Now, the Shillelagh was designed in the 60s, originally to go on the M551 Sheridan, which was being used in Vietnam. Now, can you guys tell me how useful were tanks in Vietnam in reality?
There's a
Like
reason
what?
you don't hear about them.
Like, how long? What kind of engagement distances in Vietnam would you expect?
Oh, easily like 13 kilometers or it was actually
not
20 meters.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Vietnam War was very up close, personal. So, in saying that, the Shillelagh had a minimum firing range of 800 yards and a maximum
kidding.
range of 2,200 yards.
Yeah, that'll
That
be
was it.
arming distance. Yep, that'll do
Yep.
that.
So it had an arming distance of 800 yards. Yeah. Also, because the way that this fired, the missile was basically fired out of the cannon, and then after that 800 yards or so, that's when the rockets actually fired, and it could follow. It's just in Vietnam, you just didn't have those engagement distances. Everything was just way too close. However, they never had this problem with the Shillelagh, and that was because all M551s went into Vietnam without it. They didn't carry the Shillelagh with them. They just carried the conventional gun.
Hey, that's a way to solve that problem.
52mm canister. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, because another problem is as we'll probably talk about a bit later, is the guidance system was by sight, and it's
Damn.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's just
Oh.
it just wasn't a good idea. It just didn't work. Now, next problem. It wasn't just the Shillelagh missile that caused problems. The gun itself caused problems. So the 152 used caseless ammo. But the propellant didn't always completely burn when it was fired. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, so you fired it, there's still propellant in the barrel. So
I
the
see
only
no
way
problem here.
Yeah, so the only way they could clear it was to go out of engagement and use a very complicated and very slow gas-driven scavenging system to clean the barrel out of any unburnt propellant.
Jeez.
Yeah,
There was
no
also
thanks.
another problem. The recoil of the 152mm gun was so violent that after they fired it a few times, they couldn't fire a missile because the recoil damaged the electronics for the firing and aiming system of the missile.
Fuck.
I've got a few
Jesus
words to
Christ.
say about this absolute Rube Goldberg machine of a missile guidance system.
Yeah, but basically, you could use one or the other, but you couldn't use both because one destroyed the other.
The tank destroys itself. It's returning to the Earth.
And
It's
basically,
a tank destroyer.
yeah.
Hey!
Now, what else? Now the Shillelagh missile was extremely long. It was a very long missile. The Sheridan, behave. The Sheridan is not a big tank, so they
Hey.
could only carry a
Be nice.
grand total of 8 missiles.
Size doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's plenty.
And for
What's average?
and for their conventional heat rounds, they could only carry 20. Now,
I see no issues here.
these caseless rounds, well, when the tank was hit, they tended to burn quite fiercely, and basically cooked off the entire tank.
Fuck
Now, also,
yeah.
Now, also take in consideration, the Sheridan was made from aluminium, which means it burnt very well.
T-72 moment.
Yeah, I mean, you look...
Callum, it's
Yeah.
pronounced aluminum.
Aluminium.
Fuck off, not where I'm from.
Wait, is that how you actually say aluminum?
Yeah, that's how we do it. I don't know why. Aluminum
That's why
sounds
you're
is
down
better.
there.
That's just not how it works for us. So yeah,
Aluminium sounds very like space age, like very 1950s.
Yeah,
sounds
you
cool.
said aluminium, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
yeah. Well, now you know.
Shipping it.
Yeah,
Made
But-
out of aluminium.
yeah. But it burnt really well because the armor on a Sheridan is only something 8mm. It's got basically nothing, eh?
It's basically just
Oh.
structural steel. Well, aluminium.
Yeah. So so if it got hit, it just burnt immediately from the caseless ammo and the fact that it was just the materials made out of. So those are some of the problems. Dennis, have you identified any more problems with the Shillelagh?
Did I? Oh yeah. We get the long-awaited sequel. Oh, okay, so, basically, like, there's an inherent design flaw in that they made a rifled gun, right? That's completely fine. There's no issue with that. Ford did that right? However, they also made a missile system that could not work if it spun in flight, right? Now, some missile systems will work with a rifled gun because they're designed to spin, right? The spinning motion kind of stabilizes them, and they just kind of angle their fins to redirect the spin. This was not one of them. So the problem with the Shillelagh was that you're trying to integrate something that cannot spin with a rifled gun, right? As Callum said. So basically, again, the key-lock system, to reiterate, meant that like invariably the barrel will crack because you're putting way too much force on a very, very small area of the barrel, whereas say a rifled shell puts it on the entire area, right? It's much better like force distribution. So the other problem is there are successful like examples of barrel launched ATGMs. So up here we have the Israeli, I want to say it's the oh, hold on, guys, give me filler here for a second.
I think 8mm is plenty. Actually, I think that's Ezra, help me out.
Oh yeah, 8mm will stop like a small rock. I mean, what more do you need in Vietnam?
Yeah, or just anywhere. Anywhere.
The Lahat, the Lahat. That's right. Sorry,
Hmm.
that's what it was. The Lahat.
It'll definitely stop some Taliban guy trying to jihad you.
Okay, so so this is the Lahat. Basically, it's a 105mm barrel launched missile. And this works because it's fired from a smoothbore gun, which doesn't have rifling. So you can have a missile that is not designed to spin in flight, paired with a gun which does not fire things that spin. It's beautiful. It works. They put this thing on helicopters, on trucks, and Merkavas. I love it. Down here, we've got the Indian Samho, which is, again, a laser-guided, beam-riding, anti-tank guided missile, barrel-launched, smoothbore gun. It's fine. Again, it worked. This is like a technology that works very, very well. It's just that you should not integrate them onto rifled guns.
Can I just say real quick that that Indian tank down there, that just looks Indian.
The Arjun is very it is very much a bit of a meme.
They're doing telemarketing in that tank.
Hello, sir. I need you to access your bank account. My name is John.
Defending the new Windows update.
We've just been banned by the entire country of India.
Jack, I don't think we're going to get a lot of views from a certain city west of Toronto.
Oh no.
Not saying any names. The Arjun is so weird because it's been in development for like 20 years and they still haven't figured it out properly. It's kind of like the T-14.
You're too busy scamming people.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, the biggest issue, guidance. So, the way that this missile was guided, right, is that the gunner would place his gun sight on the target, right? Makes sense,
Okay.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
The turret turns, whatever the turret is pointing at, the missile conceivably should hit. The problem here is that they hadn't really figured out, like, laser beam guidance systems, right, where the missile just kind of follows a laser beam right to the target. Instead, they were using a visual guidance system. So what you have is you have an infrared television camera on the Sheridan. It was like some sort of it was an infrared sensor, and the missile exhaust produces an infrared signature, right? Because it's hot. So the idea here is that you've got the tank looks at the exhaust signature of the missile, then it compares that data to the orientation of the turret, and it somehow computes like a course adjustment in real time for that. The problem is it's a really terrible system because the Sheridan didn't have proper computers on board, so doing this sort of calculation, you couldn't just swing the turret around and expect the missile to follow it. Your course adjustments had to be very, very tiny. The other problem is, if you're in a hot area, if there are other IR emissions going on, for instance other tank shells, the system would probably lose focus on the missile. So you had to operate this thing kind of in exclusively, with nothing else going on. Question for you guys: how many missiles do you think they made?
I think I
Not
know the
too
answer,
many.
but I'll let the others.
Maybe a stupid amount because it's America.
Too many. Yeah.
Any
I think it was
concrete
around
number?
88,000.
88,000 is correct.
Oh,
Guys, guess how many they used in combat?
None.
0.
Yeah.
Higher than that.
I know the answer to this one. I'll let the others guess.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Wait,
let these guys figure it out.
Did they send them to Ukraine because they're useless?
No,
I'm actually.
I'll give you guys one
surprised.
hint. First Gulf War.
Oh God.
91.
6 out of 88,000.
They fired
were used.
and only ever at bunkers.
I was
Oh.
gonna say they fired them at unpopulated bunkers.
Yeah.
That
Not
is
all of them
so
hit.
gay. Oh my
Not
God.
all of them even hit at a stationary target. The guidance system was that weird. They chose the single most audaciously complex guidance system possible when lasers exist. I could go on for years about the guidance system.
Almost sounds German.
Yeah, the thing is, the Russians used the same system on the early T-72s. Again, it didn't work. It didn't work at all. The
They're
9S
America. They could do it better.
The 9S-119 reflex. Greg, remember when you shot down that Blackhawk in squad?
I will never forget.
Yeah, so basically the missile there used used a similar system, like the early version of it. Yeah, and it never hit anything either. Like this was a fundamental flaw with this technology. Is like they figured you could make like a like computer visual guidance system. It never worked. But yeah, like there's just a lot of technical reasons why this thing just never worked. But we do get cool photos of once I did. I like the lat. It's cool. Look at that thing go.
Yeah. Hold down.
Hold down.
Yeah. See, at least in Vietnam, which is when it was conceived, it wasn't really needed in Vietnam because how many tank-on-tank battles were there actually?
They're like a handful.
Yeah. So it wasn't even a system that was really needed at the time.
It was against T-34-85s too. So
The old T-55 or 54, yeah.
You're in the BU T-34 commander, and you see a Sheridan launch a heat round at you.
Honestly, if you're in a Sheridan and you faced up against, say, like a PT-76, I think the 50 cal on top would do more damage.
No.
Dush, 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 dush.
Well, enough nerdery. Let's look at cool tanks.
Yes. Aha!
Hey,
Ooh.
Deathstalker.
So this one is, of course, we all know, but some people might not. The M551 Sheridan. Is this one? This one's probably Gulf War, isn't it?
This
Just
is Gulf
looking
War.
at the camo.
Yep.
Ryfield models actually use this as their box art for
Really?
their Gulf War Sheridan. Yep, the TTS.
Oh, nice. Sheridan is a good-looking tank. I'll give it that.
It has to be
Is
one
it
of the best
though?
looking tanks of all time.
It
I will
looks
die on
good.
that
I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. You know the models where they put the the heat screen along the front.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Those look cool.
It's just so futuristic looking. It looks like something out of Starship Troopers.
It really
In
does.
my mind, the Sheridan is like the tank version of an F-18.
No, this is an F-16. It's too light to be an F-18.
Yeah, I know, but this can... Okay, yeah, I was going to say it can pack a big punch, but so can the F-16. F-16 with its 30mm cannon strapped to the belly.
So if you guys are listening to this on Spotify and you want to try and follow along on what the fuck we're actually talking about, if you type in M551 Sheridan into Google, you will find one called Deathstalker. It's got Deathstalker written on the barrel. That's the one we're talking about for reference. Just in case
Yeah,
you're sitting there going, what the fuck are they talking about?
Or if you've got a very nice stash and you've got the Ryfield models kit of the Sheridan, it's the same one on the box art of the Ryfield kit.
I think if the 90s were a tank, this would be it.
No,
Yeah.
See, look here. I have a bad opinion about like the Shillelagh and the Sheridan. If they had fixed the guidance system and like the propellant issues, I think that this would have been a very successful vehicle.
Hang on,
I
so
think the Canadians would have bought it and kept it in service even till this day.
hang on, so
Oh, yeah.
Dennis, are you
Oh, yeah,
saying
but-
are you saying if they had fixed the guidance system, the key system, the rifling system, the propellant system, the recoil
If they
system,
had fixed everything about this tank, it would have been
it would have been
amazing.
good.
Look, eliminate
But-
the key system, get rid of the Shillelagh, put a tow missile launcher on top of it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Are your
Hybrid
hill to
engine.
die on?
Yeah, and put a hybrid powertrain in it.
See, replace the 50 cal cupola on the top with just a tow missile.
You know what they really should have done? Striker, Crow's Javelin. You know on those Strikers how they've got the 50 cal and it's
Yes.
also got a Javelin at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that would work that well. The British tried
it would
doing
look
something
cool.
with their Scorpions. They put Milans onto them.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they tried
That's
it.
awesome.
They tried to put Milans onto them, and they called it the Spartan. It's just that since it's a weapon that's shoulder fired, and infantry can get within 2 kilometers of a tank, which is the range of one of them. In a tank, it doesn't really work. So they did try doing that with shoulder mounted onto
Why
a
don't you just
vehicle.
take the Milan and make it so you can launch it from the barrel? Because then you won't
Mm.
have to get out and use the shoulder launcher.
Oh no! The shoulder launchers were mounted in a turret. Like they took the gun off and put the Milans on them. Like they would actually connect it in a turret.
Oh, I stand corrected. Never mind. I think we've got a Spartan. Yeah, the Ontario Regiment Museum has a Spartan. I remember seeing it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they should have the two Milans on them.
Yes,
and
I think
apparently it just like the range was too small, so for a tank it wasn't feasible, or for any vehicle, because otherwise you are well within retaliation range. Whereas infantry, you fire it and then you just run into wooded areas or anything like that.
I think Gregg would have something to say about running into wooded areas after fighting lightly armored vehicles.
Notionally, yes.
Might as well go to the next slide.
I just want to say I don't like this. On the Spartan MCT, the one with the two Milans, they're literally extras are strapped to the side of the hull.
Beauty.
Like, how explosive are these things? Like, would...
Go ahead and shoot it and find out.
Yeah.
Just get strafed with 7.62 and the whole thing just goes.
Hey, who's popping those tops? Our fucking machine gunners.
Oh, the M60 Starship. I love this thing.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
so
what the fuck am I looking at?
So this is the
What is
M60
this?
Starship. This is basically taking an M60A1, chucking the Shillelagh gun system onto it, and it became the A2. Its service life was not long. I think maybe 8 years.
Good.
And then they changed it to the A3, which basically had was a modified A1 turret.
Can I just say that
Part 2.
that turret is just beautiful?
No, it's not.
No.
It looks so cool. Thing is, though, looking at records and whatnot, it seems the name Starship came along fairly recently. Like when this thing was designed and stuff, it wasn't called the Starship; it was just known as the A2. So it seems like Starship was a very late name given to it. Definitely because of the turret. You know, it's a very futuristic-looking turret, very sci-fi.
But it looks like something the Jawas would have in their fucking big old junk trailer.
I do like the 50 cal mounting for the commander.
It is quite futuristic.
Isn't that 50 cal in and of itself like a bit of an episode we should do? Because it was like really weird. Like it was like an M2, but also not.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a while that they were using a different 50 cal or like some modified stuff. Actually, we could probably do the same for the... a company tried to compete with the M1919 for vehicle-mounted machine guns. And they would put them on the Israeli versions of the Centurion and stuff. And apparently it was utter dogshite. I'll need to find the name for it. But yeah, there was a... It looked eerily similar to an M1919, but it just failed on all fronts. I need to look into that.
1919 from Wish.
Pretty much one of the things it boasted was you could, convert it so it could fire, feed the belt from either side. Apparently it just didn't, too complicated, just didn't work.
Oh, so it's for those left-handed people, those weirdos.
Hey, I'm finally getting an M1919 I can use. Not always spilling like hot brass right onto my right hand.
Dennis, we all know you're just sorry you'll never be able to fire a Steyr AUG without getting hit in the face.
Don't care. Bullpups are weird.
And then if we go to the next slide.
Yes.
So this is the...
Oh, yeah.
20mm remote autocannon. Yes.
So this is the MBT-70, or also known as, by its German designation as the Dennis?
Why are you asking me? I don't know what it's German.
Nobel Feistorg.
Bro, I don't speak German.
It was the KPZ 70, I think they called it.
Oh yeah, the Kampfpanzer 70.
Yeah.
The Kampfpanzer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shouldn't you ask Ezra that question?
Yeah.
Where are you actual?
Oh god.
Actually.
So for people who don't know what an MBT-70 is, it was a failed joint project between America and Germany to create a new MBT. For a lot of reasons, money, time, all of that, it completely
Looks.
failed. Also, one of the main failing reasons was Germany had one idea about how they want to use their tanks and stuff like that, and America had a very separate idea on how they should be utilized. So there was design clashes in that.
See, I get worried when you say anything but modern Germany has ideas.
Yeah.
But basically, so once the MBT-70 project was scrapped, they went their separate ways. The Germans, as we know, came up with the Leopard.
Smart
Or
boys.
Actually, they would have been the Leopard 2. The Leopard 1 was already around by then. And the Americans went with the Abrams. And you can kind of see influences of both tanks in this design as well.
Can I just ask why, you don't see 20mm remote weapon systems on modern tanks?
Because they're basically not
Ammunition.
needed anymore. A 7.62 or even some really stupid people claim you don't need even the 50 cal, but I just say bollocks to that. But basically, quite a few countries tried to have 20mm anti-personnel or anti-aircraft cannons, and turns out a 7.62 would work just fine.
Put it
'cause I
this
know-
way, right?
Carry more rounds, less weight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A 20mm round is significantly bigger than a 7.62 round. So what
Yeah.
are you going to carry more of?
Okay.
Would you rather have 1,200 rounds of 7.62 or 200 of 20 mil? Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, because I know the British tried it on the early Centurion. That had a 20mm in a coax in the mantlet. Looks cool, but yeah, just a 20mm anti-aircraft infantry just doesn't work. It's not feasible.
So one interesting fact about the MBT-70, and I will describe this for our Spotify listeners. If you look at a Sheridan, right, and it ostensibly has the same gun as the MBT-70, the barrel is a lot shorter. Like on the MBT-70, it's kind of the length of what a 76mm gun on the M4 Sherman was. But can you guys guess why this is?
Possible.
Yeah, I got nothing, boss.
Okay, so the idea here was they want the MBT-70 to be able to fire kinetic rounds as well as heat, right? So they extended the barrel of the gun launcher and improved the not the bore evacuator, but the evacuation system. Now this thing can fire Sabo.
Oh. Huh.
Gunner Sabo tank.
Imagine 152mm Sabo. It worked terribly. It was absolutely horrible, but it existed. At least notionally.
That sounds deadly.
Yeah, I thought I'd just alert your guys to the presence of that thing in our beautiful universe.
It'll never be the same.
Now we know what we could have had.
Look what they took from you.
Look what they took from the Germans.
It took
So what's
a
the
lot.
Feel free to
what
take
next?
from the Germans.
What's the next slide we've got?
So I guess we should talk about the models now.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Center
Look,
right
Ezra.
hand side.
Ezra, just for you, there's 2 Academy kits there for you.
I know.
I was browsing Scalemates. I was like, I don't want to give him an Academy kit.
Okay, let me just say the Starfighter by Academy is a beautiful kit.
The Starfighter? They made a CF-104?
They made an X-wing.
Crap.
What?
I'm sorry. My
Bandai's
mind's somewhere
shaking
else.
in their boots right now.
The Starship.
Yes.
I totally forgot what it's called now.
The mothership.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
That camo scheme on the Academy Starship kit is it's an interesting one. I think it looks
reminds
cool.
me of that Arjun tank that we saw a few slides back.
Yeah, yeah. And you got the so. See now, after listening to this episode and maybe learning something, see the M551 Sheridan Vietnam War era Tamiya. You'll be able to buy that and go to all your friends and say, "See this? This doesn't have the Shillelagh system in it because it's Vietnam." And then you buy the
Also-
Gulf War and say, "This one has got the Shillelagh system."
Also, because Ryfield models generally give you interiors, and to me, it doesn't. So it does literally have the Shillelagh in it.
Yeah,
I'm
Disclaimer:
sorry,
if
that was
you
a terrible.
do,
That was a terrible joke.
Oh, I wish
was.
Tamiya had the Shillelagh inside it.
disclaimer: if you do what Callum said to do, just be advised. Like, chances are you're probably gonna get your lunch money taken.
No girlfriends for you.
And sent to an asylum.
Oh, like guaranteed, those friends that you did have, they won't be around for long.
I will just say, I don't know if you guys have built an M551 model. I have. And of course, instead of making a proper one, I decided to make it like fictional Canadian Airborne Regiment. But I just want to point out, if we're talking about the gun launcher, if you can see, if you're watching the YouTube video, the barrel, to me, I actually put rifling on the inside of that, which was quite nice. And it was just a plastic barrel. I was quite
Damn.
chuffed with it.
For people listening on audio, Tamia put rifling in the barrel.
Well, good on Tamiya.
Yeah, Ezra. So you can take your academy kits with their smooth barrels, and you can go pound dirt.
Yeah,
I
we
will,
can
thank
say-
you.
You're welcome. Absolutely. I wish you nothing but success in that.
I feel like he will actually pound dirt.
He probably will. Like he's
I will-
he's living in New Mexico. Of course he will.
I will go take my Starfighter and go pound dirt.
Yeah, you do that.
He's just walking down the road with like a little F-104.
Just hitting the dirt.
They also made a model of the Kampfpanzer 70 Dragon did. It was a black label smart kit. Best I can find, this thing retails for like $120 US.
Jesus.
Looking at the
Damn.
detail of it is like, I don't think.
Yeah,
it's
and
worth
knowing
that much.
Black Label Dragon kits, it's probably wildly inaccurate.
I remember Brett Green of Missing Links fame. He built it. He built like a test shot of it. It looked good. Like, don't get me wrong. So, and I don't know enough about the MBT 70 to comment on the accuracy, but he said it was good. So
I mean, like- Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
if Mr. Missing Links says it's good, it's probably like half decent.
That's fair, though. People said the Black Label M103 was decent.
Is it not?
No, it's so wrong. Like, the turret has wrong shapes. The drive sprocket is mounted too far up. The dimensions are totally off. Yet I'm still building one. Because it's an M103. Come on.
Ezra, it's not
Pound
okay to
dirt.
self-harm yourself. If you need to talk to somebody, the Micro Machines podcast is here.
The Micro Machines
What do you mean
podcast
help? You
helpline.
guys would encourage it. Remember how every first episode started with you guys threatening to murder me in some way?
Oh, don't
I
worry,
don't
we're bringing
recall.
that back.
Yeah, don't.
Oh,
That
goody.
hasn't ended.
Oh, don't, Ezra. The minute you post one work in progress of that Bob sample, it's coming.
You think you're safe?
It's just Callum in his like government issued NZLAV just shooting 25mm Sabo across the ocean.
Oh no, I'm going to ride there and I'm going to grab one of the NZLAVs that's got that bloody dozer blade on the front. I'm just going to come through his house.
Oh God!
Through the trailer.
But yeah,
Oh, don't worry, I'll
So-
start a whole new Discord server dedicated to posting pictures of my Bob Simple.
I'll find it. Don't worry.
The MMP Antichrist.
But otherwise, that was the MGM-51, the Shillelagh.
All right.
Don't know if you
Awesome.
learned anything, but
Oh, I'm
kind of
trying
a
to think
neat-
of a pun. I'm trying to think of a pun for Shillelagh, but I can't think of one.
One thing I definitely learned was that Gunner Heat PC is actually very usable as a training simulation if you want to operate the 9K11.
Hashtag
Valuable lesson.
subscribe to their Patreon.
Yes. Shout out to Gunner Heat PC. We love you guys.
Yay.
Got a pun yet?
No.
Damn.
Who knew Shillelagh would be so hard?
It feels like there's something there.
Always sexual 17 interrupt. Why is the Shillelagh so hard? Well.
Is that your Shillelagh acting up, or are you just happy to see me?
It's not small, it's average size.
And
don't worry about the crack.
We've got a segment on this podcast called A Hill to Die On.
You might want to get that crack checked out.
No. Oh god, I can't do it anymore. Greg, come on with your
Rifle your barrel.
Yeah, we're all going to hell.
Wait till I tell you guys about the MGM-51 which was like significantly extended in length.
That round's gonna fire out so hard it's gonna make it a smooth bore.
Oh god.
Stop, we can only get so childish.
Hey, what's your parents' number again?
We need to like show them this so you can get an intervention.
Oh no. Just what I need.
You see, Mr. and Mrs. Wereboo.
Your son, homosexual.
No.
Homosexual 17 is acting up.
Oh no.
Yes, we need to have a word with your son. Can you go get him out of the closet?
Excuse me, what'd you say? Yeah, that'd go over real well.
Oh geez.
Anyway, Dennis, what are we doing again?
Moving swiftly along.
Flipping Furry 23, what's with the Fash Wave?
Oh, this is a bad set. This is a bad. Oh no.
All right. Well, welcome to the most famous segment on the podcast, The Hill to Die On, and this is my new hill to die on. America is not as great as a country as people state is, and that's coming from a born and raised Texan,
Boo,
far right
Texas.
wing, and infantry marine at that. So, dude who has very right wing views. America is not that great compared to the rest of the world.
How dare you?
This is impossible. This goes against everything I've ever learned about people from Texas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get crucified by my own people. Fuck it.
It's okay. We're your people now.
Texas
Facts.
Jesus.
Yeah, Greg, you just gotta immigrate back up to Canada and you'll be fine.
Yeah. We can
Maybe
finally be a
Biden,
Canadian
but we'll see.
podcast.
Yeah, we just have to get Callum here. We're just gonna like blindfold him in the middle of the night as he's sleeping and like throw him on a lav. Just driving like a really old lav with an amphibious system across the Pacific.
Or a PT-76.
Greg, why is America not the best country in the world?
All right. Well, I could go on this for hours, but I won't.
Do it.
The
Yeah,
timer
please.
starts now, and then like 10 hours later.
All right. So some key wickets, right? For those who don't know, I'm 23. I'm a new dad. My son's 9 months old, and I'm married. I like simple living, and I like to be safe, and I like things to be affordable. Everything I just mentioned does not fit well into what modern day America is, and so things like affordable living. And I know everyone in the world is having a problem with gasoline prices, right? The war in Ukraine is not, it's affecting everyone in multiple ways. But And not to be that guy that's like, oh my god, gas prices are so bad, but like it's
California
almost
moment.
not. It's almost $9.
Jeez.
It's bad.
Dennis, could you reload the slides really quick?
No.
No, I
Go
can't
ahead,
actually. I'm incapable of doing.
Extra.
You see, I just want to mention, Greg, $9 for like I don't know, was it a gallon of gas?
Yeah, that's like
$9 a gallon
45
is
minutes
the
up
future
north.
I want. I want it to go to $15 a gallon, whatever it
Oh,
takes to start
jeez.
bringing back the streetcars to the cities.
Oh god.
Fun fact,
Damn
Jack,
it,
you might
Dennis.
not know this, but Jack, Peterborough and Oshawa used to have like full out like streetcar and light rail networks that covered the entire cities,
Wait, did
and
they
we
actually?
lost them all. Yeah,
I
Oshawa was
didn't
even
even know
planning.
that.
Yeah, they were even planning on playing the subway at some point in Oshawa, right up until the 1950s, and then buses came and ruined all of it because we can't have nice things.
Damn
Yeah.
it. I know they had plans to do the GO train extended down to Peterborough at one point.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Dang.
at one point. And then they just threw the GO buses in there because
Go buses are
cheaper.
such scams.
I
Buses
know.
in general are scams.
Fuck buses.
Yeah, trains cool.
Train's cool.
Yeah.
We are a pro trains podcast.
Dude, you can't put an armored train on a bus. That's all I'm saying. Jack, can you imagine like a GO train but armored?
Yeah.
Oh.
GO train with like a turret on the top.
Got
Hey, Greg.
assault.
Greg, I got some news for you. So how much
Send it.
was it for gas at your end?
So up north in LA, it's almost $9 a gallon. Down here in about 45 minutes south of LA, it's getting up to just at 8.
Oh.
Okay, I've just calculated it, and this is going to make me cry. The equivalent in New Zealand, we pay in your guys' units $11.67, $11.68
units.
a gallon.
I only
is
pay
not okay.
I only pay $2.30. Jack, don't tell them about the conversion. No one mentioned liters per 100 kilometers.
But yeah, we're sitting. I mean, we're definitely sitting pretty high at the moment. Luckily for me, I don't actually have to pay for gas because I have a work vehicle. So screw me.
There you go.
But
Nice one.
although I've literally been watching it. Like 3 weeks ago, I filled it up, $150, and then every week after, it's gone up by like $5, and it's the same amount I put in, and it's going up 150, 160, 165. I think next week it'll probably cost me about 170. Well,
This-
cost
this
the
is
Oh
company.
my
perfect.
god.
This is perfect. This is the future we need. Al
That's-
Gore is just like
that
Al
is
Gore is
so
just like
bad.
pulling the strings of the world right now. We're getting that eco-friendly future,
Yeah, you're just trying to have everybody in a Prius.
dude. Straight up, I've become like somehow a part of the Japanese like stanced prize subculture. It's really weird. I've got Japanese guys in my DMs now, like just
Have you
showing me
actually?
pictures of their prize. Yeah.
That's what like
Wait,
half
really?
of your
You guys think I'm just posting all those pictures on my Instagram because I like them?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, come on, they are clean as hell, but no, I've somehow like wedged myself into this subculture. Just because I post a bunch of these people's builds.
Dude, I had an argument with my friend the other day that Priuses can actually look cool. He said it wasn't possible.
because everyone
good.
thinks Priuses are for gay people because the closed-minded mindset of Americans.
Dude,
yeah, but that's why Dennis
put,
drives one.
I put
Yeah.
the pedal to the metal with mine. Once you actually like start flooring the engine, it sounds like a Formula One car. Now, admittedly, that's because it's like struggling to get you up like a hill at 80 kilometers an hour. But don't worry about that.
Little do you know, it's actually a suppressed Abrams tank engine.
Dude, I'd like to see a gas turbine prize. So that sounds cool.
Yo, Dennis, you see all the off-roading ones that I'm sending to you?
I did, yes.
I'll just keep-
I'm seeing.
I'll just keep sending those. My friend sends me just weird Priuses that he finds. I don't know. and I send them all to you.
Welcome to the Micro Prius podcast.
So, Greg, do you have any more points you want to make?
There's a lot of points.
Yeah, there's a
I've
lot.
only heard like gas and cost of living so far.
Yeah, so
Yeah, give us the
gasoline,
controversial stuff.
Yeah.
cost of living, the closed-minded mindset of the people here, the classification of people like poor, middle, like middleman, and then the rich folk. Like, okay, this is something a buddy of mine. He's moving to England after he gets out of the Corps to go be a professor over there. He said he doesn't want to work until he's 80, or he doesn't want to work until he's 60 at a normal job, and then have to work at Walmart as a door greeter until he's 80 and kills over because he can't afford medical care because the system's so fucked, right? Like, people in European countries and all over the world are. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh,
We're
that's
just
Yeah.
like enthralled with your stories of European countries.
Well, there was like a white noise, and while I was talking, it just went away. I thought my internet went out.
Furry23, tell me about the trams.
Well, so retirement in other countries, like in Germany, for instance, my wife and I are kind of looking into it. People are like retiring anywhere from 50 to like 60, and are living not like bougie lifestyles, as you would say, but they're comfortable and they're happy. And like places all over the world, you don't have to wear extremely nice clothing. Like, I think it's Russia, Ukraine, and America are some of the most glamorous like countries in the sense of like fashion. Like what you wear and what you drive and like the materialistic shit. Like, how to explain this? Okay, so like going to the grocery store, all of our food is fake. Okay,
For real.
the bread makes you extremely bloated and make you feel
Mhm.
sick.
Mm-hmm.
The meat has like microplastics in it. Everything's over, like a bag of chips is almost like $7, like a small bag. I'm not talking about like a like a family size bag. I'm talking about like a snack pack you throw in like a lunchbox.
Miss Vicky's, we're talking to you.
Everyone over worships the military whenever they shouldn't. Being
That's true.
I mean, I understand appreciating your military, and I've got some deep feelings for the military. I've experienced it firsthand. We don't
I
do
will
shit.
say on that note, Greg, remember that time I sent you that ad on Instagram? It was like a Memorial Day special, and you could buy like this little keychain AR-15.
Dude, yes. Oh my god.
It was like this company that makes those like tiny like tiny guns, right? You put on a keychain and all that.
Oh, goat guns?
Sure, I'm not sure. But yeah, it was like, hey, Memorial Day sale, they save 15%. And it's just like, ugh.
A day
Okay,
that's supposed to be about the dudes, the men and women who went and gave their life for the country and freedom and the world's freedom. It's turned into basically the 4th of July, and
Right.
it's all about sales and your 4-day weekend. Like, I get it, right? Like, enjoy the time off. Remember what it's there for. But America, like Dennis and I were talking about it, the way Canada does its quote Memorial Day. What do you say? It's Victoria Day? Dennis?
Remembrance Day. Jack, what would you describe the atmosphere on Remembrance Day like?
I mean, it's pretty somber. Like, I don't know. Have you seen the flags on the 401?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's not anything like America where you show in like guns blazing, all patriotic and all that. Like, where it's pretty respectful.
it's like the one holiday where everyone like gets a day off work, but everyone feels guilty about getting the day off work. Like you don't know if
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I can't build a model on there. I can't play any video games on there. I just have to like sit in my room like reading the history of the Royal Canadian Armored Corps over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, like
I thought that was a
feel
standard
guilty.
Friday night for you.
Okay, that yes.
Yeah, see, like over here in New Zealand, the only real sort of holiday we have would be Anzac. Yeah, Anzac Day. And even then,
What's
like,
that?
When's that?
so Anzac Day celebrates the day of the landings at Gallipoli, the first major thing New Zealand and Australia did during the First World War. So we celebrate as a remembrance for that. So usually, if you go into any sort of town, so say for me, my local would be Titirangi Village. There's always
Shit.
you have
You
what's
guys'
called.
location, guys.
I'm gonna just blank that out. Remind me. But like, so you have a local RSA, which is a Return Services Association. So if you're a veteran and you're sent overseas and all that, you become part of this. So they support you and stuff like that. And so there's usually a remembrance service done in front of them. And there's usually a small parade. You know, they'll get a couple of vehicles and stuff, and there's also one big parade, the Dawn Parade. So it's at dawn on Anzac Day, and that's held at the Auckland Memorial Museum. That was quite a good one to go to, actually. But and we get the day off for it. So yeah, that's the only major like military sort of New Zealand military history. And then we also do stuff like Battle of Britain Day. So we'll have like an air show during that day. And also coming up for the 5th of June, we have an air show. Ardmore Airport's throwing the Warbirds Association air show, so definitely going to go to that one because of COVID, I haven't been to an air show in about 3 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. But yeah,
Sorry.
Yep, go for it.
Jack, I've just had this like really stunning realization that New Zealand is more militaristic than we are.
Oh, 100%. Like the only thing we have are the snowbirds.
Oh yeah, those trainer jets from the 1960s that the Air Force just refuses to let break down.
Yeah.
Like making new parts for them out of like pieces of metal, like just scratch.
Oh yeah, we're the Cuba of military.
But yeah, I think that's the only real military stuff we celebrate. Otherwise, that's about it.
Well, like celebrating and appreciating your military is one thing, especially if they are a defensive force, right? Like their main doctrinal purpose is to be a defensive force.
Like Japan.
Yeah.
Hey!
And Germany,
No.
Poland, like all these
Be more like
countries.
Japan.
Whereas here in America, like most of my training as an infantryman was spent on, and I understand offensive and defensive operations. You need to be able to know how to take a town, you know how to take rural terrain, things like that. But trained to basically invade a country like Afghanistan and occupy, like it didn't click with me until quite recently that like the United States worships our military so fucking much, treats us like we're gods when we haven't. Like if it was World War II and we're fighting the Japs in the Pacific, okay, sure, appreciate the military like you are, right? Because most of those guys died. However, guys are dying from suicides because command is so shit, and are dying in training accidents because again command is so shit. We aren't doing anything. The most recent thing we did was Kabul, which was we pulled out of Afghanistan, thank God, finally. But even when we were very active in Afghan, like my opinion, we shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, you shouldn't worship your military for being in a war that should never happen.
Right.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it sucks for those guys who got sucked into that. Like myself included, who wanted to be sucked into it. Like you go through ITB and you get to the fleet and you want to go to war. Like that's what they tell you to quote pray for war. It's the stupidest shit ever. Like
Well, a lot of people are just trying to pay for college too.
Exactly. Yeah,
I'm just here
that's
for my
another thing.
Hellcat.
Dude, it's crazy how many people like in the military just want free college because of how inaccessible it is out in the real world. Like there's so many problems. Oh god, I could keep going in circles, and I already am.
That's what this hill's for. That's why a hill's round.
You're not wrong.
Jesus, Jack, that was deep.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Introspective.
mean, I have one thing that I could say, but it's, kind of touchy
Send it.
about the U.S. Like,
Dude, we
the
literally
police.
have been canceled so many times. Just say it.
We're gonna have a police brutality segment. What's going on?
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, everybody listening already knows. I'm sure we've got a lot of people on our side.
Yeah.
Just so everyone's aware, like Texas, like the southern United States, I'm sure people know, are some of the most right-winged, patriotic, like brainwashed people you might ever see.
Gregg, that Facebook group you're in, I don't think they're going to appreciate this segment. I gotta be real with you, Chief.
Probably not. No, probably not.
No, they're probably gonna let you meet Jesus.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Go to the big OnlyFans in the sky.
What are you talking about? Gregg is Texas Jesus.
Oh god. What were you gonna put out there, Ezra?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, opinion on the police.
Send it.
Oh no, I was asking you guys.
Oh. Yeah, definitely. Especially after what happened in Texas recently, really goes to show they don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, Canadian perspective on this, Jack, I was just telling you before we start recording about that thing that happened in Scarborough, where like there was the call about the guy who wasn't even in a school. They locked all 3 schools down. He had a pellet gun, and he still got shot twice, like 5 minutes after. Like Canadian police, no mercy.
Whereas in
Yeah.
Texas, you got police officers with guns holding back parents from going to get their children, while those police officers go and get their own children. It's fucking
They also
sick.
have no mercy.
Yeah.
Oh, not at all.
It's a
It's a
different
different way.
kind.
Like the idea of police wearing plate carriers and having ARs is just so weird.
I get
Yeah.
if you want to have like a SWAT unit to have that for like a county, right? Because our counties are pretty big, especially in the South. Like I get that because there's bank robberies and shit like that, right? But for every fucking police officer to have their issued M9 plate carrier, fucking AR in the back, the shotgun most times, like
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, I thought the idea was you bring them in alive.
Right. Wait, no, have you guys seen that video that came out from Russia a few years ago of the Russian police? They literally pull up like a BMP to the house and just start pouring shells into the house.
That's something I think we would do in squad, Greg.
yeah, we did that earlier.
That special.
Policing the Russian way.
I'll never forget like a picture of it was the Russian Berkut riot police. And there was some riots going on, and they're literally like lighting their own Molotovs and throwing them back.
God. We'll take you in dead or alive, preferably dead.
I gotta say I can respect the hustle. Like I do respect that they make no bones about it. Like they don't care about appearances.
Yeah, they're not trying to fake it.
Ugh.
Like
Another
I've got
thing about
family that. Go ahead, Jack.
I was just gonna say another thing about like a lot of cops, they are there because they want to use guns. Like,
And they're
don't give
bullied in high
them.
school.
Yeah, they got bullied in high school. Don't give them these weapons because they're there to use them.
Yeah, like I've got family that, like I said, I'm from the South, so I got a lot of those type of people in my family. One of them is a police officer, and he's been on the force for many years. He was in SWAT, he was a detective, he was an investigator, he was a patrolman. Like, dude has been around the block, and I would trust him to do what he's supposed to do, and he doesn't. Like, he's one of those few and far between genuinely good people that does the right thing. However,
Yeah, exactly. Like my grandfather has a private security business in New York City.
Damn.
Yeah.
Question
when it's
for
done
you,
right,
Greg and
send it.
Ezra. Is that I saw police wearing like these weren't like feds. These were just like normal guys at Ovade wearing multicam.
Yeah.
How is it the case that everyone is just like straight up like a military unit down there now?
It's everyone's. That's another thing wrong with America. Everyone wants to be fucking SF.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like the
is that how
police.
like militarized your guys are getting? Like normal
Yeah.
cops are wearing flipping. Wow.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I wouldn't deny it.
I think it's more so at the moment. It's definitely SWAT and maybe the sheriff department might
Yeah,
might be doing it now. I'm
that
not
would make
100%
sense.
sure. Here in Cali, that's not the case. But it wouldn't surprise me because I've seen. Excuse me. You know how like departments will make like their little like presentation video to be like the department CEO or whatever with a couple dudes in the back. I've seen videos like that where they're a mixture between multicam and the regular black PD uniforms, and
Ugh.
yeah, it's just not right. I don't want like so. One of my sisters moved to Germany a year and a half ago. She has a kid. She's in her mid 30s, and she says she is so glad she moved just from God, the safety, the cost of living, the
Mm-hmm.
opportunities other countries have versus America, the people, the atmosphere, like the way people treat each other. Like she said, in Germany, it's so family friendly. Like Sundays is like no one does anything. Like it's family day. Kids walk to and from school, no problems, no worried about getting snatched up. Kids go out and play from sun up to sundown, and you know your kid's coming home, right?
See, that's really cool. Like, why can't we be more like Germany?
I mean, hey,
They've really
even in
cleaned up their image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what happens. You just have to get invaded by America, and then it's fine after. You're great.
Shit.
I will say, like
We're the
whole
heroes.
walking to school thing. I went to high school a few years ago in downtown Oshawa, and like even though it's not downtown, Oshawa has this reputation of being like a really dangerous, violent place by Canadian standards. Um, and I would walk there. Like I would walk 3 kilometers to school. Never had any issues. And I would walk in the early morning, right? So it was pitch black, like, and no one was up. Nothing. And I was supposedly walking through the most dangerous neighborhood in Canada. Everyone was really nice to me. Even the crackheads were like, "Hey, how's it going, man?"
God,
Dude,
the Canadian stereotype just perpetuates
Yeah.
itself, doesn't it?
How's
Straight
it going, bud?
Literally.
something that something else my sister told me is that like transport and like your taxes, like yeah, most places pay higher taxes in America, right? And that's like such a turnoff to Americans because we don't want to be taxed. We're fucking free people. Um, but like y'all's infrastructure is way better off than ours. Your roads are better. You have trams. You got your fucking buses.
Mm-hmm.
Trams.
Your healthcare systems are way better. Like the pharmaceutical image here in America and the whole like you must buy, and buy. Just to keep up, like it's such a keep up with the Joneses. I got to be better than the other guy. Materialistic bullshit, and it's fake. Like America can be summed up as a fake hypocritical, self-harming,
Yes,
downhill spiral.
definitely.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I don't
it-
want my family to be here when shit really hits the fan and the country falls.
the whole country is built on slavery and not wanting to pay taxes. So
Hmm.
Yep.
I like taxes. I like that.
And then
I get like,
like when we're taught history, it's taught totally wrong.
yeah,
My
And
favorite one
everyone's
is
so fucking brainwashed about it.
yeah, my favorite one is like Robert E. Lee didn't own slaves.
oh, don't even get me started.
Oh, stuff like that is
Another thing that I will admit I used to do, and which don't get me wrong, I love guns. Like I'm a fucking grunt for Christ's
they are
sakes.
cool. They are awesome.
Like I got to shoot grenade launchers, I got to shoot automatic weapons, like I got to shoot rockets, shit's tits. However, um,
but
there is a reason every single fucking country on this world does not have nearly the amount of gun problems that America has. Like, yeah, Mexico, they got the cartels and shit, but even Mexico isn't as bad as America when it
right.
comes to gun violence, and it's so weird. It's really fucking weird to me. Like, I own quite a bit of guns, I do, and I'm fully prepared to sell them in order to move to another country, with the exception of my Mosin Nagant, because that's a bolt action. I'm taking that. It's a
Dude,
good hunting
Mosin
rifle.
Nagants are so cool. I've had the great fortune to be able to get my hands on one, and
They're good historical relics, and I promise you, they are really good for hog hunting.
Hey, Jack,
And
you ever
probably
shot a
still
gun?
being used in warfare to this day.
yeah,
They actually are. They've been
Oh,
spotted
yeah.
in Ukraine.
Well, actually, when I was in Poland, I went to a gun range and mainly to shoot a whole bunch of Soviet weapons, PPSH-41 and AK and stuff. And one of the selling points was a Mosin, and turns out they didn't have it. Boo! But we asked them about it. It's like, oh, they must be easy to get to. And the guy said, not really, because they're still kind of being used a lot. And if you do get one, it is borderline useless because it's probably gone through about 4 or 5 small conflicts and stuff like that they are just beaten to hell and back. Like there was a lot of them made, but they're all very well used.
That is true. Mine's got a Chinese writing engraved on the side, and it's stamped 1942. So I'm convinced it went through obviously World War II, and then maybe even the Korean War used by the Chinese.
Well, now
The-
I can't get behind that. I can't do that.
The one that I sent a pic of that I had in a picture sent a while back. That one had 1939 stamped on it.
Remember,
Yeah.
Cap Young.
And speaking of guns, like literally, there's a flea market in town, maybe like a mile away from where I live. You can literally go there and just give someone like $100, and they will give you like whatever gun you want.
Bro, doesn't your town have like
Wait,
1,000 people in it? How do you have all this?
6,000 people. Yeah, it's tiny.
Jack, have you ever even shot a gun?
I haven't shot a gun, but I've
I was going to say,
held
I've
like deactivated ones, like a
I've
Lee Enfield.
held,
Mm.
I've shot an airsoft gun that shoots like 200 feet per second.
Oh,
And
sweet.
I wouldn't even like take it out of my basement. Like I had to go
No,
to a
like-
range. I had to go to a range to do that.
Dude, like here you can buy like sawed-off shotguns for like $200. No problem.
Jesus,
What
Yeah,
the
like-
hell, you
like,
guys?
Dead ass. Like,
what is wrong with you?
when my
You
wife
don't
and I
even need
got
to
married,
show like any item. Yeah, just you hand them the money and they give you your shotgun.
Fuck.
yeah, my wife and I, after we got married, we came back from our honeymoon and we got her a little concealed carry handgun because
A little concealed carry M249.
Yeah, it's 5.56. Bipod swing down this way and click that button there for fully automatic.
We should joke
little,
about
like-
this because it's true.
It's got a cute like little Hello Kitty ammunition bag
Oh God, fuck no.
Just carry it around like under a big trench coat.
in my sock.
Like, God, it's really sad. Like, I get it. the Constitution states the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. I get that. Okay. But for Christ's sakes, there's these mentally fucked up people either going to gun stores and getting these weapons to kill people, or the CIA is helping them. And
ATF.
Oh no,
Um,
we're being pulled off the air.
Oh no, we've incited the anger of the CIA. Some of us are just going to like disappear by next episode.
I mean, like, didn't like the ATF get caught like smuggling guns to the cartel or something?
yeah, and
Well, they
I'm
had to
more
do
than
that to
certain.
make Narcos season 2 more interesting.
It's oh god. I told my wife, because we're both from Texas and we both grew up, especially her, grew up very Christian, right wing type shit, right? Like America's the best and all this crap. And being in the real world, seeing the world as it actually is, and wanting to leave is very intimidating. Because it's like, man, your entire life, you're brought up to believe that America is number one. Like, we're the only
Mhm.
country in the world that I'm aware of that pledges allegiance to a flag. Like, we're
I've
the
always
only
thought that was a
country-
bit weird.
Yeah,
It's very.
Some
I used to think
cultist shit.
that shit was like fucking moto as fuck, bro. Like, not even kidding. When I joined the Corps, I was so ready to go to Afghan and like kill dudes in pajamas because I was told they were bad guys.
No. Pajamas was the other war. This was turbans.
Oh.
It's just like the propaganda to get young people like myself to go and fight these wars, which thank God I never had to go. I came in a little late.
Good. We wouldn't have like our favorite host.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd be too busy sitting in the barracks screaming at the new guys because I think I rate the world. Fucking yeah, that's another thing.
Fighting for
military culture.
freedom.
Oh yeah, freedom, huh? Invading someone else's country and getting mad when they retaliate.
For freedom.
Yeah, I'm gonna get pulled into like the BC's office here. in,
I was
like, a
about to
week
say,
or
you've
so.
got military police already like walking towards your barracks. Like they're listening to our podcast. And like, this is pretty good. He's got good models, but he's also like canceled. So
Yeah,
We've got the
I live on
CIA on our
base,
backs,
so
too.
it actually wouldn't surprise me.
we've got to like hold this episode in reserve, and we can't release it until he's out. And in the moment, like the minute he's out, we drop episode 11,
This is the unreleased one.
the hidden episode. Make a Patreon so you can listen to us talk politics.
No,
We skipped from 10 to 12. Never release 11.
Oh, you know what we need to do someday? We need to watch Red Dawn and do a commentary on it as an episode.
I was thinking,
Oh
we
my
should do
God.
Fury.
Dude,
Or
Oh,
Fury.
yeah, Fury.
Fury or Red Dawn.
we'll do both.
Double
we'll do
feature.
both.
It's like how theaters back in the day used to play 2 movies, not 1.
Dude,
We
need to
play
do
them
that.
both
That'd
at the
be so
same
cool.
time. Play them both at the same time.
We'll have to set up a time to actually go through some problems. Like my wife and I have been researching and seeing where, because we want to move out of the country. Like we can't in the next like 2 years or so, and we want to give some time with our folks to let them see their grandson and stuff. But we want to leave the country, and we've got some like 2 locked down that we're kind of deciding which one we want to go to, and I'll leave it at this. It just baffles me that Americans think we have the best country and that the rest of the world is just a bunch of pussies that don't know shit. Whenever it's literally quite the opposite.
Oh yeah, I hate it.
Like the roads in Canada, how are they?
Depends on the road.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was on Kingston Road in Toronto, right? Like main city, right in Canada. I was in whipping the Prius, and it was like the middle of the night, and I was at the stoplight, and I was driving past it. I saw this pothole. It must have been 2 feet deep, and I saw that, and I floored it because I figured, okay, the only way I'm gonna like survive this is if like I'm so fast the wheels can't fully go into it. The loudest bang I've ever heard in
Oh
a car.
no!
I thought, yeah, there goes my wheel and my tire. I pulled over like onto a side street. The thing was absolutely fine. Like it didn't even notice it.
Nice.
All terrain right there. That thing is an armored vehicle. It's got run flat tires.
It's a tank destroyer.
It's basically an M18 for all intents and purposes.
It probably has more armor.
Oh, definitely.
Well, that was
Well, then.
probably.
Yep.
I don't even know how long we've been doing this, but that was definitely like our most in depth.
Yeah, that was a good hill to die on.
Yeah.
That
No one died though.
Oh,
Well,
people
yeah,
did
not
die.
in this moment.
Lots of
I
people
was just
died.
like,
Oh! I feel bad now.
yeah. I was going.
Oh.
I'm not going to comment on that one. Just
Oh.
yeah. And to anyone who's listening and wants to, just throw some hurtful comments our way, we probably won't care, to be honest.
Oh no, we'll love them
We're
hurtful
gonna
comments.
laugh. We're gonna laugh at you.
Oh yeah,
Like,
we need the attention.
At this point, we're
I-
probably like just so desensitized to like bad shit happening that it really doesn't affect us anymore.
I'm just going to laugh at you while I take my publicly subsidized streetcar to work. Laughing my way to
And
the
go
bank.
get your proper health care.
But yeah,
Yep.
otherwise, that last segment, the opinions are of our own, and well, we're allowed to have them, and that's
Yep.
just fine.
Just
America?
Dennis laughing at an angry comment while on his way to the free doctor.
But
Well, yeah.
go for it, Dennis.
Patriot 2-3. This is Femboy Actual.
All right, so I think I've got 3 or 4 slides, so I'm gonna try to buzz through this real quick. Some work in progress stuff I've got going. So on the left-hand side, top bottom, that's a V22 Osprey I'm doing as a commission build for a guy I work with. Basically just landing in 29 Palms, the place where you go to die. Top is another commission build I'm doing for the gentleman getting out of the Marine Corps. He worked with AAVs his whole enlistment. And yeah, I'm getting paid some good money to do a 1-72 Dio. So that's what we got here. We got a little M6 gun truck that's going to be destroyed with a AAV coming down the main road with a compound walls in the back with palm trees and shit.
That looks
Then
awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Thank you.
Who made the M6, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh fuck, some old ass company. I think it's from England.
Is that why it's blue?
No, I actually painted that blue because I'm gonna make it. It's a fucking heavy duty truck they converted, like civilian truck they converted to be a gun truck.
Oh, okay. I was really
I can
confused
see
then.
it. I can see it.
Yep.
Yeah, seems legit.
Yeah, there's a lot of painting like I got to do on it, like the wheels, the fucking undercarriage, the grill. Like, there's a lot left to do. That's just the base coat. Then below that is the 2 Germans that will be going on to my Italian campaign diorama here in the next few months. I should go to the next slide once.
I gotta say, just real quick, the resin casting of the heads and arms just that way, they look horrifying. Like they look like something out of a zombie movie or something.
Yeah, I thought that about the guy on the left, especially. Like his head on the left is like very.
Oh, that's
Zombie.
Look at his
horrifying.
eyes. Look at his eyes.
Actually, I was kind of thinking about keeping that one for an apocalypse style.
Do it.
All right, second part, the top row. So I started working on the group build project a little bit, and turns out Atlantis is not accurate. So the length of the barrel for the long tom was like half the size of what it's supposed to be. So I went in and
So you're saying size matters to you then?
yeah, size definitely matters. I like them longer. Good to go.
Okay, got it.
So that first picture on the top there, you see that wooden like dowel rod thing, and below that is a very short, not long enough barrel that I cut off. Center top is the barrel before I cut it compared to the actual picture reference photo I'm going off of. It's significantly smaller, and the picture on the right, on the top right, is kind of an overview of the base before I put the actual barrel on. Bottom left is a new diorama rack I got from the Juicy Chair people. It's now called the Juicy Rack.
Ooh, the juice rack.
You know,
The
yeah,
juice
juice
rack. Hey.
Yes. And the
What's it
center
smell
bottom, it actually is clean. Believe it or not, I actually kind of looked over it and it's pretty clean.
Sure.
I'm just
Yeah, you might want to
okay.
get tested.
Get like the UV light out on that.
I'm actually kind of scared too. Then
I want to get tested. Damn it, Ezra.
size matters. The longer, the better.
You had to make a longer
Love it.
barrel out of wood. A nice long wood.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, that bottom center photo with the table and all, that's where I'm sitting right now. And then the bottom right hand side is the 2 tank crewmen that I got for the Italian campaign dio.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Looking great, man.
All right, this should be the last one.
Oh, we have way too much fun.
Oh,
We do.
yes, we
We
do.
really do. All right, so
I will say I like how long that looks now. It looks so much better.
it's more
Well,
accurate, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's more to the proper size.
It was a bit stubby before.
I thought
It
it
hadn't
was
reached,
No, was it? No,
The
it was
long
it
just
hadn't
Tom was
reached its
told
full
before.
potential.
no. It was just cold before. That's fine.
Yeah.
It shrunk.
So the top left is a comparison from the cannon where it's at now with my custom wooden barrel, and the one below. I fucking can't. I fucking can't with you guys. Oh man. And below that is the original Atlantis default barrel, which it would work as like a howitzer, but it just doesn't work for the long tom. And then the center, the
Long
top
Yeah, because
center.
as we all know, Tom is long.
Y'all are having too much fun with
That's
this.
what they all
Oh,
say.
damn.
Oh man, I'm tearing up. Oh, fuck. Okay. Top center is the. Shut the fuck up. Oh god. I'm fucking crying, dude. Oh, turn my glasses off. Fuck. Top center is the goddamn reference photo to where I'm at now. Fuck you. Whew, that took so long to get out.
Oh God, we're so bad.
Oh god.
Ezra, you're bad.
We're all bad. You're laughing too, Jack.
Whew. Oh my god.
Oh my.
All right,
Okay.
moving on. We got the T72 for my Russia-Ukraine dio. Thanks to Dennis and eBay, I now have the ERA bricks. So top right was last night, had the chipboard siding put on, and then all the ERA bricks ready to go. The bottom left is all the viewports using 2 of the ERA bricks that
Ooh.
Dennis supplied me. And then a little explosion picture of a T-72 going to space. Then center bottom is all the ERA bricks put on. And then center right with the proper commander is the base coat painted down. And this whole time I've been working on adding rust to all the ERA bricks and the tracks. So I'll show that in the podcast planning later, or the works in progress. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Wow, that's looking great, man.
Thank you.
Looks like it's going to take a long time.
Hopefully not.
I can't with you guys.
Oh jeez.
I have a few things.
Clifton!
Oh, Clifton. Yes.
Clifton.
Facebook never fails. Just telling you that now. Oh, real quick advertisement. Go follow our fucking Facebook account.
Hell yeah.
Podcast.
Please.
Okay, so this week I have been
Clifton.
I've been struggling with a very small tank.
The size doesn't matter.
Some would say it's perfectly.
It's perfectly adequate.
So I've been
Yeah,
working
get the
on,
job done.
Oh,
Get the job done. It'll deliver.
It's taking me a long time, that's for sure.
Although you're,
So I go
Dennis,
ahead.
just going to ask. So you're making the Wasp version, right?
Yes, I'm doing the 2C, which had the fuel tank on the back, like not in the carrier itself.
So it's small and it's got a burn to it.
Yes.
Oh.
Damn,
We'll
I
test it.
was honestly not expecting that, Callum. You sounded very mature there. Good on you.
So that was on the back?
Yes.
So you're saying a single round to its rear end could totally blow it up?
Oh, God.
Actually, no. Even an incendiary round would not cook off the fuel for a Wasp because it needed a very that was the whole point. The fuel was so hard to ignite in the special magnesium
hard.
lighter. Like you could shoot the fuel tank up with anything you want, and it still wouldn't catch fire. Sorry.
I'm
where was
trying
I?
to think. I'm trying to think of something to go with that.
I was trying to make a.
Said
I was
so
trying to think
hard.
of a. I was trying to think of a penicillin pun then, but
We need to ban certain words now.
So so basically, I've been struggling with this kit. It's been problematic for me, just because of the sheer level of detail in it. Like it is not anything like the Tamiya kit.
Small but mighty.
It's not about the size of the tank. It's
It
about
packs
the
a
level
punch.
of detail, and it's about the rivets on it. But yeah, I mean, really, I've put the sides on, which I haven't shown in this works in progress photos. So like, we're reaching the end, where I'm going to be able to finally paint it.
Mhm.
I've decided I'm going to make it as one of the Wasp flamethrowers from the Queenstone rifles in Canada,
Wait,
which is from. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you just say paint it, make it, or naked?
Paint it. Get your hand
Oh,
on the gunner.
paint it.
Yeah, you
So wait,
pervert.
Dennis, with this
Yes.
model, with this kit, would you say you're close to finishing?
I assure you, beauty influencer 17, I'm nowhere close. I'm just getting started. We're just getting warmed up with this one.
Oh.
Well, you
You're
would
on a
get
fucking roll today.
Dennis. You would
Oh.
get warmed up with this one. It gives a burning sensation.
Oh god. I'm gonna have to put an NC-17 rating on this episode. Yeah, but basically, we're reaching the stage where I can either paint. I believe I'm waiting for Ken Medic to get back to me on what color these were, but I think it might actually be a British brown color, like SCC2. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Still waiting on my figures from China to arrive.
When did you order those?
China.
This is going back 2 weeks now, so they're supposed to come on June 2nd. So not long.
How the fuck? You're all the way across the continent.
Yep.
Okay.
No,
You
he's-
ordered yours 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're supposed to arrive early June.
Well, you gotta remember, Canada is basically divided into 3 major urban centers. So, I live right next to the main distribution area.
Okay, that's
So-
actually a really good point.
Yeah. Otherwise, autoloader decals. Shout out to my own business. Finally got all those decals packaged for Great Hobbies. I've been given permission to say the name of the hobby store. Go buy your
Yay.
decals for Canadian tanks from Great Hobbies at greathobbies.com. I'm not saying anything more
Yay.
because I really don't want to say anything that
Wait,
might
are
be
they on the
misconstrued.
website?
They're on the website, yeah. If you want to
Oh,
buy my
sweet.
decals, you can actually buy them now and get them shipped to you. So, it's yeah, get them shipped to you. Have fun. Make Canadian
Go
tanks.
support Great Hobbies. I've heard great things about them.
Legit,
There
honestly,
are some
a really
great
nice hobby
hobbies.
store. Yeah. We got Meng kits. Have at her. Get
We
that
got
seed.
main kits. We got
I can
Tamiya
confirm
kits.
because I'm not biased.
Yes.
I
Come
don't
on down to
work there.
Dennis Martin's used tank dealer. I'll hook you guys up with a good deal. We'll get you maybe a little Leopard C2A1, perhaps.
Get
This
you a
bad
little
boy could go to
Tiger
Moscow to
Wonderly.
Berlin.
Just slapping the top of a Leopard tank. Yeah, bad boy can fit so many expandable armor modules on it.
Oh, expandable, yeah.
Every day we draw further from God.
We do. Mr. Tamiya is disappointed with us.
Speaking of ungodly,
Oh.
this is what I've been working on.
Oh. Pointy.
Yeah.
Hey, say a prayer for Brother Jack for enduring the shipbuilding for us so we don't have to. In the name of Mr. Chimiya, Brother Jack, and Finboy Actual.
So I haven't been able to do too much modeling like in the past couple weeks. I don't know. I haven't been here in a while.
I wonder why.
Right, you've been too
Yeah.
busy being a beauty influencer.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
schwacked by like the strongest
And storm
thunderstorm
facing.
Ontario has ever had.
Oh.
Yeah, I got my power's been out for 6 days. I just got it back yesterday.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jack, guess
Ezra,
how-
asshole.
Jack, guess how many days I've been without power for?
Fuck
0.
0.
Yeah,
My
Jack
power-
was at the point where he was cooking eggs in tinfoil.
I forgot
had
I
to
could
go-
use a pan.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hi, my name's Jack. I take beauty pictures and I can't cook.
It's just like me for real.
But yeah, I did a mast. It speaks for itself. It's tiny. Fucking
Yeah,
It
it looks
took
quite rigid.
I built that using the last bit of battery on my laptop, and I have a ring light that is plugged in through USB. And for I had 2 hours in there, and so I did 2
Plenty of
hours worth of modeling, built up that mast, battery died, and I was done.
Damn.
Well, you definitely did a good job in those 2 hours.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if you can see in the bottom middle. If you look closely at the bottom of the mast, that is a ladder that goes up the side.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and tiny.
We don't judge size, Jack. We've gone over this.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Well, see, on the Micro Machines podcast, smaller is better.
You tell
we
him,
need to-
brother.
We need to change our name to the Giant Machines podcast.
The Mega Machines podcast.
Mighty Machines.
Mighty Machines.
Jack, guess what? You remember watching Mighty Machines when you were a kid?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever see the episode with the Canadian Air Force like search and rescue helicopters?
Well, I'd have to watch it again to see if I remember.
But you
but
remember that they made
it rings a
one
bell.
with the search and rescue helicopters, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
met
it
the
rings a bell.
guy today who flew that helicopter in that.
No
video.
fucking way. What?
Oh, that's so cool.
Not only that, he flew the tutor. He was a tutor instructor prior to them being like
Oh.
integrated into the Snowbirds.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Tutors are like, they're so cute.
he knows about this podcast. So, yeah.
Damn. That's
He's
our
probably gonna
audience.
stop listening.
Yeah, he's
Flipping,
gonna-
Cormorant
After our
King.
hill to die on.
I'm not going to
Yeah,
call him
he's-
by name just because I don't think I don't know if you want that, but Cormorant King, if you're out there, if you're listening to us, you are literally so cool. Please
Oh,
come
he
on the
sounds so
podcast
cool.
and tell us your stories.
Yeah, come on the podcast.
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
Hey,
Hi, my
wait.
name's Jerry from Microsoft, and I'm just wondering, did you guys make these explicit comments?
Oh,
What talking about tanks does to a motherfucker.
That guy's
Oh, we
about to
gotta
call up his lawyer.
all right, guys, we have to be close to finishing, eh?
Eh?
Next slide.
Yeah. Yeah, here.
Moving swiftly along.
So this is mine. So I finally got some more work done on my group build. So this is the Type 1
Nice.
Honi SPG.
Ooh.
And I decided to make it my own by putting a Nambu machine gun on the roof as a sort of
Attaboy.
Like
field
a bad
mod.
boy.
See,
Yes,
I
sir.
really like that. It looks good.
More
Yeah.
machine
Piss
guns
off
too.
historians.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
the Nambu wasn't on top of that.
So I'm building this as if it's in a sort of static position, so on top of a hill. So I'm going to put sandbags around it, making a frame of wooden logs, and then it's going to have a camo net going over the top of it. Yeah. So hopefully it'll look good. Not holding my breath, but it should look good.
Nice. That's looking great.
Yeah, for sure.
Where? What island are you basing it off of, or is it just somewhere?
I'm going to say Saipan.
Saipan?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sense.
Because there were tanks in Saipan, I think. So yeah, we'll go with that.
Before they all got like completely domed by M4s.
Before they got completely decimated by the naval guns
Oh, that too.
and Air Force overwhelming air power, and yep.
They couldn't stand up to those 16 inchers.
Oh,
Decimate
God.
you with my naval gun.
So Jack's been using that line. I can confirm he's been trying that out. Yeah.
That's my new pickup line.
But yeah, so that's all I can really say because that's all I've really done. So yeah.
Ezra, stop being so good at everything. Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay, for
Come
the
on,
past few
Ezra.
days, I have been working on my big, chunky German.
This guy obviously has power.
Ezra is
I'm-
he's too good to be left alive. We need to control this guy.
Thank you, but honestly, I am not happy with how he turned out.
Oh, get the fuck out of here!
All right,
His
man.
Flecktarn,
Man.
I don't like it.
He flagged turn and don't like it. Shut the fuck up and appreciate your work.
Hey, okay. The only thing I like about him is his helmet,
The only thing I like about him is his helmet.
the mud splattering on his feet, and his stubble, his 5 o'clock shadow.
So the figure, you like the figure? Boom.
No,
Case closed.
no, I like everything about the figure except for the whole body.
Oh, so
why don't you like it?
Not good enough for you?
Yeah, exactly. It's not good enough. I feel like the colors should be brighter. The splotches should be bigger. They should be brighter.
You're discriminating.
You're right, I am. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be.
Yeah, no shit, right? Appreciate who you have in front of you.
You're right. You're right. Okay, fine. I'm happy with how he looks. He is supposed to be a tanker from Fallschirmjäger Battalion 373. They used weasels with tow in 2004, so he's obviously going with my weasel.
Tits.
Yeah. I don't know. He'll look good enough when he's shoved inside of it. Oh, excuse me.
You'll ever hear that? Oh god, what commercial was it for? Febreze, I think. It's like shove it in, or some shit like that.
Febreze down bad.
Down horrendous.
America, am I right?
Oh yes. This
Oh.
I am happy with. This
Oh
is
my
my
God, it looks good.
Damn.
my still not yet finished Tamiya 135th scale Stug 3 Aux B.
Too political. Unfollowed.
How is this still
I-
not finished? Like, what is there to do?
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
like that looks finished.
Yeah.
I still have to finish the stowage. I need to finish the spare track links.
Ezra, how are you not finished yet?
I need to add soot to the muzzle.
Damn,
But-
he's got stamina.
Yeah, thank you. I've been going at this. I've been edging for like 7 months.
So Ezra's
He's
still
in it for
going.
a long haul.
So Ezra's still going, and everyone's getting bored.
It's just getting
Hurry up and
repetitive.
finish already, Jesus.
Don't worry. I'll try to finish by the end of the week. We'll see. We'll see.
Uh,
But I love
We're
how
gonna
it's
move on
looking.
to another longer stug. If you don't,
Are you discriminating against my Stug B's
Yes.
little
Yes.
stubby
Yes.
gun?
yes.
yes.
Okay.
Get
Well,
over
I'll have you know it can deliver a 7.5 millimeter shell through your window.
COVID seed.
now.
Oh, and I
Damn,
plan
Ezra,
on
that's a
adding.
big load.
It is. I plan on adding some empty shell casings on the back that I scratch built.
Some
How are you
spent.
scratch building the shell casings? What are you using to do that?
I'm using some spare photo etch discs
Oh, okay.
and just actual like sprue.
Sprue?
Yeah, I'm just sanding it to the shape I need, the diameter, drilling a hole in the middle, and then gluing it to
Girthy.
that little. Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, and then I'm gluing it to the piece of photo etch, and bam, boom, done.
Attaboy.
Yeah. I will say, I have a question. What do you guys think of that spare road wheel I have positioned on the fender?
Yes.
Was it
Yeah.
there in real life?
Yeah, I have
Nice,
a
looks
picture.
Great. Looks amazing. Go for
Yeah,
it.
it looks good.
Like when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, I have to do that. That looks really unique."
Yeah.
Yeah, it I don't know, it's just another thing to draw your attention away from the rest of the tank.
Ezra,
Mhm.
are you planning on filling up the hatches with any figures, or are you just going to kind of like leave them posed open?
I'm probably gonna leave them post open.
You know
'Cause
what? That's
Actually,
not a bad idea.
I did work on the interior. Like I spent hours.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't want to
So-
cover that up.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This
man.
one's probably going
Yeah,
to a
thank you.
show, right?
Oh,
Oh,
it
it's
is.
definitely going to show.
Oh yeah.
Ezra's a bit
This-
of a drama queen that way.
This in my TKS. I'm hoping I will get best German with one of them.
Yeah, you're only
Best
going to get
German.
best German though, and that's like, okay, you got best German. Now what about best Allied?
Oh, I'm trying to get best Israeli with my shot cow.
Wereaboo. What's like the Wereaboo equivalent of IDF appreciators? Merkaboo.
Merkaboo.
Oh, I'm happily a Merkaboo.
I'm happily a Merkaboo. Are you though?
Dude, IDF is basically just Kark-Tan with more steps.
I see no problems here.
Gregg, get him. Unleash Furry 2-3.
Gonna growl at you.
I like Kark Tan. I like IDF Sand Gray. I like Dunkel Gelb.
Well,
Sue
Putin
me.
likes Ukraine, but that doesn't mean he can have it, does it?
I've
No,
just
he's
got like
certainly
Gregg on
trying.
the leash. Like, down, boy, down. Don't kill him. Ugh.
Sick him
Yeah.
for 2-3.
Greg's not even fighting it anymore. I will
Stewed
say-
with the sauce.
I have been using pigments on my models recently.
You're a pigment.
There's just I'm starting to actually like them.
Holy shit, that's fucking crazy. It's like they're fucking meant to be used.
It's like this guy has never used pigments before.
No, I have followed the night shift Bible of using enamels and enamels only. Because I learned from him that pigments are some horrible act of the devil.
What's wrong
You're a
with him?
horrible act of the
There's,
devil.
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with pigments. You just got to learn how to use them.
You're right. And all of the dust you see on this model has been done with pigments.
See,
Good
isn't
boy.
it great? Although personally,
love
I'm
it.
still pretty partial to airbrushing my dust. I like doing that.
Hi, I'm Dennis, and I like airbrushing my dust.
You will address me as femboy actual. Thank you very much. Word.
Well,
All right then.
Oh,
Don't listen to this podcast. That's
straight
the
up.
first one.
yeah. Go listen to the Plastic Posse. Wait, do we have
Watch
beef
the
with
night
Plastic
shift
Posse?
video.
I thought we still had like an ongoing conflict with Plastic Posse.
Wait, they're gonna announce our fucking group build. So wait until
Oh,
after.
never mind. No, we love
Oh,
Plastic
okay, yeah,
Posse.
Thank you, Plastic Posse.
Well, I'm
We
just
love
wondering,
you.
like, because it's Ivan who's going to do that, eh, Greg?
What's up?
So it's because you spoke with Ivan, eh?
Yep.
So I'm just wondering, he'll probably shout that out, and then Scott's going to be sitting there going, "Hang on a minute, I know that fucking name."
He's gonna stop
Hey.
recording. Be like, no.
He's
Just
like,
no,
Micro
no.
Machines. Callum. That sounds familiar.
That fucker.
No, they're gonna listen to this episode and just disassociate with us.
Yeah.
Probably.
Simultaneously, like too political and like too raunchy.
Too leftist. Wow.
After listening to the full episode.
This was an episode and a half.
That was a good episode. I mean, we probably made in the double entendres in the double digits, huh?
Triples,
Oh, yeah.
I'd say.
I wonder if we could divide this in two.
Yeah, just so, like one half of it is like actual model making stuff. The other half of it is just straight up double entendres.
Yeah. Yeah.
MMP
Yeah, because how long have
uncensored.
we been going?
2
2
hours and
hours.
5 minutes.
Oh,
Woo!
That is two
geez,
podcasts.
it's like 1 a.m. for you guys, eh?
It is 1:12.
Yeah, it's
in the morning,
1:12.
and I've got work at 8 o'clock tomorrow.
I get
Wow.
to sleep in. I got no work.
Shut up, Jack. Meanwhile, I'm just like going off to the coal mines of a hobby store. Really out in the trenches here.
Well, then, you reckon we should wrap this one up?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do
This absolute
have-
mess of an episode, but yeah.
Oh god, we went from like missile guidance failures to god,
it.
To the failure of the states to
yeah.
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 We are definitely going to get cancelled one way or another.
Oh, we already have. I mean,
We went from mission. Never mind.
stop it.
To the failure
Alright,
of Ezra
oh.
finishing.
Don't worry, I'll finish one of these days, and that finish will be so spectacular, you will be blown away by its extravagance.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Well, you have been listening to the Micro Machines podcast. If you have listened up until this point, first of all, I want to say I'm really sorry, and second of all, thank you so much.
You're not sorry, though.
No, not really. We will return. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone.
Wow. Yeah, thank
is
you.
That's not a threat, that's a promise.
This is true.
Also,
One of these
before we go, for everyone listening that does armor models, the red panda is now the symbol of
Yes.
our little community.
Yes.
If red pandas are like the dog whistle, if you see another armor modeler, post a red panda.
Do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to post a red panda on my modeling page.
Everyone post red
I'll
pandas.
do one right now.
Yeah.
Just
We
a
need
little
red panda
teaser.
logo.
Well, I'm gonna
little
make
teaser
the red panda logo.
Do it. Here's a teaser for hopefully the next episode, or maybe the next one after that. We will do the epic showdown. Stug 3 versus Archer. It is coming.
Bro, you
That just sounds like the great debate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
We are
I'm
doing
shutting it down.
this.
I'm shutting it down before you can start talking about Stoops again. Alright, this
Glorious
is
Short
Stoops.
arrows.
Boy 18 signing off.
See you.
See you guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.